to look at these three main areas of motivational behavioral coaching. Motivational behavioral coaching is something that I actually coined myself, and it just points to the motivation of women and girls, such motivation that would alter their behavior to encourage them to aspire and achieve greatness through coaching, mentorship, and enlightenment. Everything is a learning process. So even areas where we feel, okay, when we do our post-mortem on some of our outings, and we sit down and we check, okay, this thing didn't go very well, but then they always give birth to something even bigger. So like our first outing was supposed to be focused on politics, like I told you. But then that actually began as something else, the dream, believe, do, achieve. So it always becomes something bigger. There's been no moment, everything has been quite good. You know, when I ran for office in 2018 to 2019, I found that there was a kind of gap in the kind of upliftment that women needed. And I felt that I could actually fill that void with Aspire Women Forum. So when we started, we did set out to equip women with the tools to aspire and achieve greatness. And that was primarily informed by the women that I interacted with, and of course my interaction with myself, my own musings. And then I have two beautiful daughters. And so when I interact, with all the different age grades, I find that there is this gap in the sort of backing, if you will, and the sort of mental capacity. Because most NGOs and even governments around the world are always focusing more on sort of financial empowerment, so how to make you into a tailor or a hairdresser or whatever. But with Aspire Women Forum, we're more focused on your mindset and equipping you with those soft skills to grow in terms of personal development, in terms of looking at yourself as a project and helping yourself through the various stages of life. So that's why we ended up with looking at happiness, because we found that most women were just quite unhappy. So you can't excel, you know, excellence is something that you actually need to have a good frame of mind. And even if you are working well at a level of maybe 80%, if you are comfortable and happy, believe me, you would work at a level of 100%. So we looked at these things very closely. Yes, Aspire Women Network. It's a project that comes under Aspire Women Forum. So Aspire Women Forum is the mother body, is the NGO. And under that we have various projects. We have Aspire Young Women, we have Aspire Girl Force, and then we also have the Aspire Women Network. So basically we're trying to build a very strong network of women around Nigeria for starters. So we have our geopolitical coordinators. Of course, we have a national coordinator, you know, deputy secretary as well, from Yoruba background, Hausa background, and Igbo background respectively. So these are women well grounded in politics. And then we also have our geopolitical zone coordinators, and then we have our state coordinators under them, local government coordinators, ward coordinators, and then polling units. So we're taking it right down to the grassroots, so that we can have the real strength in numbers. So that's actually the project of Aspire Women Network. The magazine, we initially wanted it to just be a yearly magazine that would showcase what Aspire Women Forum has actually been able to do and accomplish. But when we launched it, in fact, we had so many of our guests coming up and asking us, when is the next magazine coming out? I have an article. I want to put this article. I want to put that article. So we now decided to make it a quarterly magazine. Quarterly. Yes. I give everything my respect and my time, but I just don't try to fuse all into one. And I'm not, you know, I'm not deluded by the fact that God has been very graceful with me and God has been good to me, and the fact that also some things have to die for others to live. So sometimes, you know, certain roles have to take a back seat. Like right now, I think my role as a politician is taking a little bit of a back seat, while my role as a philanthropist, if you will, under Aspire Women Forum for the good work that we're doing with women, will take a front seat. In coming up to 2023, Aspire might have to now take a back seat in my life. Other people can control it, and then I would have to, do you understand? So I'm just sort of juggling everything by the special grace of Almighty God. I have the support of my loving husband. I think marrying me, immediately he might not have known that one day I would come out, or maybe I didn't know that I would come out in politics, but he seemed to know. You know, yes, that's correct. So I didn't know that I would come out in politics, but when the thought started occurring to me, he said he knew, he always knew that I would run for office, which is quite strange because I actually never had the... I relax with my children. I have 5 beautiful children. I have 3 boys.
At home?
At 2 girls. At home.
At home?
At home, yes. I was saying to somebody told me to go on.
How many hours do you spend with them at home?
Oh, as many as possible. I remember that when I was running for my election, my daughter, because I had my 3-year-old here, the rest of the kids were away in England. So I would come home and I would stay awake with my daughter from like 11 to 3 a.m. So that we would play, we would watch TV, we would dance, we would sing, and then I would sleep for like 3 hours, stand up, go for my campaign. But she would sleep the whole day, just so that she felt that I was around. I relaxed with the kids, honestly. Yeah, there are things like grasshoppers that they eat in my place. They eat grasshoppers in my place and I can't. I don't.
Why?
I don't. The most I can do is go on walks, and then I joined the boot camp. I recently lost about 25 kg. So I did that through going on boot camp in Jabi Park. And that was quite interesting, but it's certainly not basketball or volleyball. This is my look every day. I wear plain gown, I wear right in my home. Right here in my home in Abuja here.